What up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm MoedotJ. We are locked in. This is episode 4 of the Shy. And last week we seen 3 couples. We thought they was in paradise, but everything ain't what it seems. First we got Kev and Gemma. We seen her hold Jake's hand, and that hurt Kev. Then we seen Emmett and Tiffany, and she talking about let's have an open relationship. Y'all remember Dante? Fellas, leave your girl if she messes with a dude named Dante. And then we got Otis and Rosalind. Now, their relationship wasn't the best, but Rosalind walked in on Otis and Tracy like, oh, I ain't have my ticket for this. Before we get into this week's episode, we got to do the YouTube stuff. Shout out to the notification gang. If you're new to the channel and be a part of this, hit subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Hit that like button. It's the easiest thing you can do. Now, moving forward, we want to know how those relationships are, but we also want to know what's going on with Trig and Imani, and are they going to be able to save this young lady? I know y'all don't want to hear from me too much, so let's jump into it. This is episode 4 of The Shy. They throw us right into the fire. We start off and we see who? Miss Tiffany. Oh, man. And guess who she's with? Dante. And Dante's doing everything she wants that Emmett ain't doing. You already know she said Dante goes down better than Emmett. And, man, she's just enjoying it. Now, Emmett, he doing his thing, too. He at the house, but you could tell he's not into it. Because in his head, all he's thinking of is, man, this Dante that got my girl, man. Now, you can go out and do your thing, and this is a prime example. A man can go do their thing with another woman, but it don't mean nothing to him. It's just sex. Now, Tiffany, she over there enjoying it. Emmett over here hurt. Now, we got Otis and Miss Tracy. Now, Tracy, she stayed the night over there. We know Rosalind watched. And, of course, Rosalind got up early in the morning, got some good breakfast, and Tracy comes down, and she's like, oh, wait, yo, what's going on here? She said, I'm not here to kidnap you, but when you mess with the mayor, congratulations on that. Now you're thrown into the politics. So Otis isn't just Otis. You're not just having sex with the mayor. Now you got to deal with all the politics. And there's people outside protesting because he defunded the police. You can't just walk out of here. So you might as well grab some breakfast. And what she's telling her is, hey, now you in the game. You want that $5 million that the police are using? Then this is the rules you're going to have to play by. Because if not, everything's going to crumble. My boy Kev is really going through it. He hasn't had any breaks this season. Started off episode 1 harassed by the cops. Now Gemma ain't hitting him back. He's seen her holding another man's hand, and his homeboy's hand at that. So he's in therapy. He has his mom and he has Dre there. But really what he's trying to say is, cut me some slack. Y'all were on me too much. So the therapist comes up with an idea saying, hey, Kev, you think your parents, they could trust you to go to school, come home at a reasonable time and do your homework? And he's like, yeah, I could do that. Now, his whole thing is his mom and Dre, they don't trust him. Now, Dre's trying to say we do trust you because he's a teenage boy. And especially growing up in a house with 3 women, it's going to be tough for him. So they're like, all right, we're going to trust you to do these things. So for Kev, he wants to turn his life around. Like, hey, they're going to give me some freedom, but I got to do the right thing. Last week on Gemma's talk show for the school, we heard Jake say, F the police. Now, it looks like he got in trouble for this. They sent him down to the office. Of course, they're going to do that. But him and Gemma, they're having a one-on-one conversation. And you can tell that they're starting to get closer to each other. They're starting to relate because, you know, she's about the movement. And Jake, man, f the police. But they're in here. Otis comes and picks up Jake, and he's like, hey, man, you don't have to apologize for anything you said, but I would have said the same thing. But still, it is a school, and the school is like, hey, man, y'all can't do that. So we're going to go ahead and suspend your little talk show indefinitely until all of this at least, you know, dies down. And of course, Gemma, she's saying, oh, so it's okay to be racist? It's okay to let racism go on? And he's just like, it's not that. It's just, hey, this is still a school, man. You remember the young lady that came to get her hair done? Imani's been on Trig like, hey, we have to save this young girl. So what she's doing is she's meeting up with her at a corner store. Now she's being escorted by the man. When they get in here, Imani comes over. She's like, hey, I already got everything you need packed up here. So all you have to do is go in and out. Because the girl's like, hey, man, he's on that clock. He knows how long it takes me to get in here. But what Imani does is give her an untraceable cell phone. Talking about, hey, meet me tonight, you know? I'm going to pick you up. We're going to get you out of here. Now, this is very dangerous because the guy knows she doesn't have a cell phone. So if she gets caught with this cell phone, this could be very, very deadly for her. My whole thing is, the only advice I could give is if you're going to get get her out of this situation, you got to do it now. Because anytime you send her back with him, that's putting her life in danger. But she does give her a cell phone that says, hey, meet me tonight at 9:30. Keisha's still trying to put the baby up for adoption. The only thing is she wants it to be in a 2-parent household, and she wants to make sure that it's right for the baby. Because, I mean, it's still your child. You're still going to be able to see your child. You're going to be able to stay in contact with it. So you want the best possible outcome for it. This couple, they come over. Now, they seem like a good couple, but Keisha's looking at them because the way they're talking about church and all this stuff, all right, it's good that they're going to be raising the child in church, but they also have several other kids that they adopted. So Keisha's bringing that into play, thinking, how many more kids are you going to adopt? Because she wants to make sure her child is going to get the proper need and attention. And they're like, oh, well, we wish that your child would be the last one. So she's like, all right, but some things just don't sit right with this family. Before they leave, the gentleman tells Keisha, well, you already made the godly decision by keeping your child. And Keisha's like, that wasn't God's decision. And the reason she's saying this is because in her mind, if there was a God, then she wouldn't have been in that situation. Now, I'm not getting into all the religious stuff, but so for her, she's looking at them like, nah, I really don't know if I want this family to be the ones that take care of my kid. The principal telling Gemma she can't have her show. She like, oh man, forget this then. Let's stage a walkout. During homeroom, everybody, we're gonna get together. We're gonna all walk out. We're gonna protest this. Now the little white girl up front, she like, whatever y'all need, I'm down for the cause. I looked at her like, man, if you don't shut your ass up, just chill. We'll orchestrate this. You just follow along. Now Kev, he comes in and he's like, oh man, I don't think we should do that. Now we know he just got from therapy and told them, hey, I'm gonna do right. I'm not gonna get in trouble. I want them to trust me. So he's trying to tell Gemma, I support you in what you're doing, but I can't do that. I just got the trust from my mom and Dre. I want to make sure that I keep that. So she's like, oh, well, if you just gonna turn your back on me. And then of course we got Kevin here talking about, yeah, I just can't do that. I just can't do that. And Jake's like, well, shoot, I'll do it. I ain't scared. Tiffany and Keisha, they had smokies in there eating. Now they're just sitting there chilling because Keisha needs somebody to talk to. She's either at work or at the house. So getting out and talking to Tiffany is good. And they start joking around. Tiffany's talking about, man, we aren't really the best at right now. Me and Emmy, we trying some new things. And Keisha like, what are y'all doing? She's like, mind your business. And Keisha like, hey, we used to share him. So they joke around. And then Tiffany explains to her, man, it's kind of good that you don't need to be a mother right now because this stuff is tough. Like our son, he's either at my mama's house or he at Emmett's mama's house. So she's just trying to say, man, it is tough being a parent, especially to be a single parent. Emmett comes over, and whenever Emmett sees anybody talking to Tiffany, what y'all talking about? Same with Dom. He's what y'all talking about? Because he always thinks someone is talking about him. Now, Tiffany takes him to the back. And you remember the beginning of the episode, he was in there getting that, you know what I'm saying, that sloppy toppy. And she's like, hey, don't be doing that. Don't be bringing people to the house, especially no girls that I used to work with. I can smell her cheap perfume. He's like, what? How did you know this? And she's just like, I know these things. And she's saying, we need to come up with some rules. But the only thing that Emmy can think about is, man, you ain't over there effing Dante still. I keep saying that any dude named Dante, do not bring him around your girl, fellas, because Dantes don't play fair. Dantes are some dirty dudes, man. They go do everything they can to get your girl. Imani shows up at the spot. It's 9:30. Call. This girl ain't answering. So Imani's sitting there getting frustrated. Like, man, I'm doing all I can to try to help this girl. Where is she at? But like I told you earlier, you giving her a cell phone, if she gets caught with that, that's going to be the worst thing that could happen to her. Like, where'd you get this cell phone for? I didn't provide you with this. But no one shows up. So Imani eventually shakes the spot. Now she's like, oh man, what's going on here? Gemma and Jake, they're passing out flyers to let everybody know, hey, walk out third period, walk out. And they put it in everybody's locker. Now, when I was in high school, whenever somebody put something in my locker, I would open it up. Probably wouldn't even read it. Probably would have threw that shit away. Cause I'm like, man, hey, look, I ain't doing no notes and nothing. You got to talk to me. Come talk to me. But Kev shows up and he's like, hey, y'all need any help? Jake's like, nah, we got it. So see, Jake's already starting to choose Gemma over him. That's what it's going to look like for Kev. Now, Kev is continuing to try to tell Gemma, hey, I support what's going on. I just can't be at ground zero with you. I can't be in the forefront. I just got my freedom. Let me keep this and I'm going to work around the situation. But Gemma's like, nah, This is what I want to do. My mind's make up. If you can't be there, then so be it. But we're going to go ahead and go through with this. Now, I understand what Kev is saying. Just this one time, I may not be there. You know what I'm saying? If we're going to do something after school, I'm with it. But during school hours, I got to be here. We don't have everything to fall back on you. My family isn't rich like yours. So whether you get suspended or not, this is my best opportunity. But Jim was like, forget it. This is what we doing. Power to the people. Jake walks by, puts the flyer on him. Student walk out to protest racism. Now, I'm all down for the cause. I used to do some dumb stuff in school. I get suspended a lot of times, but I wasn't about to do no walkout where it was like, hey, I just walked out and got suspended. My dad would have been on my ass. Boy, what the hell you doing getting suspended for just leaving school? If I'm going to skip school, I'm going to skip school. You know what I'm saying? Keisha goes to meet with Miss Octavia. Now, Miss Octavia is interested in getting the child and adopting it from Keisha. Now, when Keisha gets there, Octavia's in the meeting. So she talks to the receptionist, and she asks the receptionist, just what are a few things about her? Is she a good lady? And the lady's like, yeah, man, Octavia, she looks out for everybody. She makes sure everyone's good. So what Keisha is doing is trying to, this right here is surveying people around you and getting, building up your resume and having people that you can be like, okay, this is a referral here. They're vouching for Octavia. So she's hearing all the good things, because if you want someone to adopt your child, you want to know how they are around other people, especially the people that work for them, because employees are the ones that get treated worse than family members most of the time. Keisha gets in there with Miss Octavia, and Octavia looks like she's an architect. She's in here with all kinds of designs and things, and Keisha's looking at it. She's like, oh man, how did you see all this? And Octavia tells you that's my job, to look at a building and determine what needs to happen from it. So Keisha says, when you look at me, what would you say I am? And she's like, I'm not that good with people. I can only judge buildings. There's a difference between a young woman and a building. So Keisha says, what if I was a building? And this is where she says, you're a strong, sturdy building. You can withstand fires, hurricanes, strong winds, tornadoes, floods, everything. Pretty much saying, Keisha, you may go through a lot, but you're strong enough to make it through. And Keisha, she hears this, and you can tell she's like, this might be who I want my baby to be with. It's almost time for this walkout. Now, I don't know how they went to the auditorium, came up with a plan, printed off all these flyers all before class started. Now, I don't know, these kids is good, but if I was in the library, I'd be like, hey, get off that copy machine. What are y'all making over there? But Jake's in class, and it's almost that time, so he looks over at Kev, because he gave Kev the flyer, was like, hey, if you're going to do it, then do it. But Kev sits there, Jim and Jake, they both walk up out of there. Jake, Gemma, and young white girl, they walk down to the office. They trying to find the principal. We're going to have this walkout, but we want to address the principal first. And the secretary's like, what are y'all doing? Get in class. They're like, no, we here for the principal. Well, he ain't here, and it's none of y'all business, but he had a dental appointment. So the secretary was pretty much like, hey, I don't know what y'all going to do, but y'all have to get the hell out of front of this office. But Jake and Gemma, they like, man, what? What we going to do? Because it's just us three here. This walkout was supposed to be big. So it's just us three, Jake, Gemma, and the white girl. Jake's like, man, forget it. We're going to get everybody to leave the school anyway. He pulls the fire alarm. Now, the fire alarm is going to get you 3 to 5 days suspension, depending on where you're at. In middle school, it'll hit you with 3 days. You probably do 1 out of school, 2 in school. Then in high school, you pull that thing, especially where I went to school. Oh, yeah, you done for a week. They sitting your tail down and you at the house. But shoot, it's cool. And for some reason, they have Jake and Gemma jogging out of the school in slow motion. Like, what are y'all scared for? If the fire alarm went off, then you can just leave. Like, everybody's going outside. You don't have to jog and be scared. You just walk up out of there. But they're like, what are we going to do now? Jake's like, I don't know. Let's go find something to get into. Anything beats sitting around the school. Otis. Now, I told y'all, whenever he does something, it's for his own personal gain. Now, Tracy's still in here. He done bought in a whole new wardrobe. Oh, choose what you want. And she's like, why are you using me? He's like, whoa, using you? We're using each other, baby. You want that $5 million? This is what's going to come with it. So they in here and they're kissing and stuff. Because now she's caught up in the game. That money will do something to you. And when Otis put it on you ladies, hey, maybe not no coming back. But she's like, Oh, I like all this, but I want to be seen too. Whoa, slow your horses. You just the side chick right now. The mayor is still married. Y'all can't be public just yet. You getting ahead of yourself. Just play the back row for a little bit. Now we know Papa, he's ahead of his time when it comes to the crew. And he's just trying to tell Kev, sometimes you're selfish, man. You keep putting all your own things in front of your queen. You supposed to be there for Gemma. You supposed to be supporting her. And Kev is like, man, Papa, what are you talking about? And Papa's just like, look, you need to come on my show and apologize. Let her know you're sorry. Let her know you're there for her. And Kev's sitting there with his head on the table like, man, I don't know about this, Papa. But Papa's like, yeah, man, it'll work. Plus, Papa needs some content for that channel. Especially since old boy ain't show up. Like he told him he was going to show up, but he didn't show up. But Papa's convincing Kev, look, man, you just got to let Gemma know you're there for her. After the meeting with Octavia, they're walking out and they're just talking. And, Keisha's starting to feel pain in her stomach. And that can only mean one thing, people. It's got to do something with the baby. So Octavia's like, we're going to get you to the hospital ASAP. Because from what I'm looking at, anytime we see this in a movie, my water done broke. Something's wrong with the baby. We might need to get this kid up out of here. So they take Keisha to the hospital. Back to Emmett and Tiffany and their little drama. They get in the car, and as soon as they get in the car, Emmett lets her know, well, technically, this is my car. I can have sex in here. Tiffany's coming up with all kinds of rules. All right, look, we can't have sex with somebody I worked with. We can't have sex multiple times with that person. Tiffany has all these rules, and they're just going back and forth. And Emmett's like, well, what rules can I have? You can't have sex with Dante. Now, for Tiffany, she's like, well, wait. That doesn't count because we knew Dante was in this situation before we even came up with this. So I can still have sex with Dante. You just can't have sex with the same girl multiple times. So Tiffany's like, do you want me to just go out there and catch D from all kinds of different dudes? Or do you want it to just be one guy? Now, Emmett, if it's just one guy, then as a man, you're just thinking, if you're continuing to have sex with this one guy over and over and over, then it's got to be something more than just sex. You enjoy being in this man's company. So for Emmett, he's like, man, I really don't want Dante to be the one that you having sex with. But he's just going with the flow right now. And of course, she heads over to Dante's house. She comes in, take her jacket off. It's like she lived there. You chilling over here, huh? Dante come in, iced out, kissing on her neck. You know what they about to get into because Dante the side dude. We don't have a relationship. I don't care what you do. You just come over here. I'm smashing. I still got my regular life to worry about. So some of us, we've been there. You know, I've been the side dude. And, hey, you just play your role. You just sit there. Ain't nowhere to be. Just if he called, hey, go to the bathroom or something. Don't be talking to that dude while you on my couch. Papa convinces Kev to get on his talk show. Now, on his talk show, they showing the live stream and people are on there like, who is this dude, Papa, man? Sit down. You come up with some better content. And he's like, I got Kev here. He wants to let his girl know that he made a mistake he wants to make up for. And you see Kev do a little high wave like, hey, man, come on, Kev. We got 17 people watching this. He gets Kev on here, and Kev is shy. He's nervous. He don't know what to say because he's in front of people. Everyone's going to see this. Me personally, I would never get on anything like this. If I'm going to apologize to somebody, I'm going to go to their face and I'm going to say it. I'm not about to have people on here clowning me. Forget that. But he's on there. Hey, Gemma, I'm sorry. I really support everything that you're doing. And Papa's like, hey, bro, calm down, man. Just tell her you apologize and you support her. You sounding real desperate right now. After the recording, Papa's sitting there because, you know, he's always looking for the best in the situation. He looks over, Kev, it's going to be all right. Kev like, is it? He's like, yeah, black love always prevails. No, it don't. No, it don't. Imani shows up to ground zero where we're doing our community service. We're doing our community protection. We're doing everything. We're coming together finally. Now, Imani comes in here. I was supposed to meet with this girl last night at 9:30. She didn't show up. We need to help her right now. Trigger's like, hey, what are you doing in here? And now Imani's starting to get irate. I told you, we need to help her. We need to get her up out there. And Trigger's like, chill. This dude don't work for me. That is a dangerous situation to put myself in, especially for a girl I don't know. Trigger's like, let me go talk to him. And Imani You need to go handle this, because if you don't go handle this, I'ma handle it loud as F. Now, I told y'all last week, this is putting Trig in a situation that is going to be dangerous for him. You don't know what this guy got going on with that. If you're going to throwing Trig into this in a situation he has nothing to do, and we see this a lot. Hey, Trig, you need to do this. If Trig was to go over there, try to save this girl and get killed, then what? Then what we going to do? We're going to be like, Trig shouldn't have went over there. That wasn't none of his business. Now, I know you want to help this girl, Imani, but you're going to make things worse. You're just doing too much, man. Sometimes you got to, I don't even know how to explain it, because yes, we want to rescue these women, but putting Trig in this situation by herself, that's a dangerous thing. Very dangerous. And not only that, you're endangering yourself, Imani, snooping around this stuff. You should have took the girl that night at the grocery store and tried it that way, but that's just me, people. Once they get to the hospital, the doctor walks in and says, hey, the patient has high blood pressure. I think we need to go ahead and induce labor. And Octavia's like, whoa, 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 whoa. That's not just what we're going to jump to. And Keisha like, whoa, whoa, today? Because high blood pressure can come from many different things. But just to come in and say we need to go ahead and induce labor without doing any other checks, Octavia said, no. That's not what we're going to do here. No. We know Jada has cancer. The only person that knows about this at the moment is Dre. Now, Dre's over here. Nina's at the hospital with Keisha. Nina's texting her, where you at? Call me back. But Dre hasn't revealed the information that she's with Jada and watching out for her for having cancer. So all Nina's seeing is, oh, no one's answering back. What are you doing, Dre? So it's going to be tough on both sides, because Dre's trying to make sure that a friend of hers is good, but also she has to be there for her daughter. So I think it's best to just let Nina know, like, hey, Jada has cancer. That's where I've been. Jake and Gemma, they been out all day. Now they out eating and stuff. They chilling. You see Gemma got that big Telfar bag back there. I bought my mama one of them. They about $200, people. They pretty good. They could throw everything they want in there. But these two, they out and about. They just kicking it. Been out all day. It's the middle of the night, it looks like. And they getting a little closer than they should be getting. And when I mean they getting a little closer, she has an eyelash up on her eye, and Jake's like, hold on, let me get that for you. He goes over there and he takes it, but then she blows it out of his hand. He's like, whoa, what did you wish for? She's like, I can't tell you. You already know what this is leading to. What I tell you, y'all already know what that's leading to. Her wish was a kiss. And she asked him, is that what you thought I wished for? He's like, no, I thought you wished for more, like to be my girl. Ugh. Kev is not gonna like this at all. Now y'all see how Gemma attacked my man? My man was just sitting there trying to get an eyelash off. And she kissing him, she jumping on him. Jake was trying to fight her off. Nah, he wasn't trying to fight her off, but she kissed him and she was the one in the relationship. Papa, you told us black love lasts. She out here wilding out. Trig pulls up on old boy. He's sitting there and Trig's like, man, where's the girl at, man? Where's the girl at? And he gets on him, man. You need to tell Imani, tell that bitch to stay away from me. He gave her the cell phone, but Trig is like, where's the girl? And he pulls that strap out like, man, I don't care what's going on tonight. Because unlike you, I'm prepared to die. See, I knew giving her the cell phone would be dangerous, because if he found a cell phone on her, he ain't give her no cell phone. So where'd you get the cell phone from? But he already knows. Imani seemed like she was snooping around. This is exactly what I mean. Putting Trig in a situation to go over here by himself. Even if he did get the shot off, they would have killed Trig. And then what? Oh, man, Trig is dead. All because he was in some business he ain't had nothing to do, because Imani was out here wilding out. Men, sometimes y'all gotta be a man and be like, hey, that ain't got nothing to do with us. We stay up out of that, because putting yourself in danger, I don't care who you are. Your life is precious. You need to value your life just as much as you value anybody else's life. And if that means not putting yourself in silly situations where it can end up bad for you, then so be it. Nina on the phone, and she is heated. Dre, where the hell you at? I'm at the hospital. They talking about inducing labor. Call me back. She just wants some support from her significant other. Dre, you got to come clean, man. Come on now. Now I'm starting to like Octavia. She's in here. She's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We're not about to induce labor. Look, doctors need to explore all options. That's what I was saying. You came in, oh, we didn't induce labor because of high blood pressure. High blood pressure be caused by anything. Now Nina's like, do you know more than the doctor? And she's like, nah, I don't. But there's more options than just inducing labor for high blood pressure. So she asked Keisha, what did you eat today? And Keisha, she names off a few things, and she like, see, that could be one of the reasons. Emmett, he going through things. He got a little EJ with him. Gotta drop him off because I gotta go back to work. Now when he gets there, Sway's there, and Emmett's like, man, not this dude. What are you doing here? He's only a couple years older than Emmett, and you just around my mom. Hey, dog. Why's my mom sick? It better not, boy, she better not be pregnant, man. Ooh. We see Jada on the floor, and Sway, he's in there. He's helping take care of her because going through cancer is very tough. My sister has cancer. My mom had cancer. My aunts had cancer. So being around this all my life, I've seen it, and I've seen how it can affect people. But she finally tells Emmett, I have cancer. So for Emmett, it's like, oh, now this is serious. This is real serious here. The doctor comes back in. He said, oh, well, it does appear that your blood pressure is back normal. Because Octavia's like, let's get some water in you. Let's get some fluid in you. Let's, run some tests and see. So for Keisha, she's looking at Octavia and she's like, thank you for everything. You've been supporting me. You've been telling me what I wanted to hear. You actually looked out for me and the baby. I think I do want to give the baby to you for adoption. Now, Octavia, she has a good job. She does seem like she knows what she's doing. She's stable. I wouldn't disagree with this. Hey, I think that would be a good person to adopt a child. These two done got to kissing. They going outside. Oh, shoot, Kev is calling. Jake is like, man. She's like, what do I do? She doesn't answer it. Now she's telling Jake, so what are we going to do about this? Jake's like, man, I don't know. We just kiss. She's like, yeah, we kiss. She gets mad and she storms off. And he's like, hey, you live the other way. But she's mad because you put yourself in this situation. First of all, you're in a relationship with Kevin. You didn't break it off with Kevin. Then you went to his friend and you started kissing him and you just wanted to jump into something more serious than just kissing. Gemma, this is on you. You got to take some accountability. Like, Kev is apologizing for what he did, but you got to come to Kev and tell him, I don't think this relationship is going to work. I think it'll move on. You can't just move on and leave Kev out there. So, Gemma, this one is on you. Jake shouldn't have kissed you because he knew that you was his boy's girl, but this one's on you mostly, Gemma. Nina and Keisha get back home and Dre's in there. Now, Dre got takeout. It's looking good. I'm like, whew, we about to eat good. And Nina, she's not trying to hear that. Where you at? You got to respond to me. You got to at least check in. And Dre's like, when I have my sessions, I got to have my phone and stuff off. But Nina's like, look, we were at the hospital. Keisha was going through it. I need to know where you are so I can have that support and you can come and help us out. And Dre's just like, all right, my bad. I apologize. I'll start checking in more. Kev initially bought flowers for Gemma. After he left Papa, he's going to find Gemma, give her some flowers and apologize. But remember, she didn't answer the phone because she was still with Jake. So he takes the flowers home and he's like, you know what? These flowers are for all y'all. And Keisha, she back to being the big sister. She just had problems, but she back to being the big. You ain't never give me no flowers. She snatches the flowers. I'm going to put them in water. So now we get to have our family dinner. Emmett finally gets home. Tiffany is there. Still got the same clothes on, smelling like Dante. Ain't took no shower. Tiffany, I'm disappointed in you, but call me. But Emmett comes in. He puts the child down. He comes down. He doesn't even say much. He's just like, how you know something's wrong with me? She's like, we're connected. Now for him, I know exactly what's going on in his mind. First thing is he just found out his mom has cancer. So that's a lot of weight on his shoulders. And secondly is he feels like he's losing his wife. So with his mom being removed with cancer and potentially thinking of the negative that can come from that, all he'll have left is Tiffany and his child. But Tiffany is more involved with another man. So all of this is on him. And that's tough for a man. That's tough for a man because it goes your wife, then your mama. And then now your mama's messed up. She's sick. And your wife has a boyfriend, a nigga named Dante. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff on them shoulders. Later on in the night, Nina and Dre, they're asleep. Dre's phone is going off. Nina gets up. She starts investigating. When you go looking for problems, you're gonna get problems. She goes in the phone. She sees a text message from Jada. Thank you for keeping our secret. So the first thing that's probably popping in her head is, what does Dre and Jada got going on? Not answering the phone, being secretive, and you're keeping a secret. But she doesn't know that Dre is keeping the secret that Jada has cancer. So I don't know how Nina's gonna handle this. But when you go looking through people's phones, you're gonna find some things that you may not know nothing about. Stay out of people's phones, people. Trig made it out of that situation. 6 guns pulled on him. And when he gets back, Imani's just sitting there waiting. And he tells her straight up, you gave her a cell phone? They found her body a couple of blocks away. What did I tell y'all? This is the worst outcome that you could want. Giving her a cell phone is very dangerous. If you're going to take her out of that situation, you got to take her out of that situation. She has to want to leave that situation. But giving her a cell phone and having her go back home, that eventually took her life from her. Imani just doing things and it messed up. Imani has a good heart, but sometimes you got to plan a little bit better than that. Imani starts crying and gets up and starts walking to the room. Trig grabs like, Imani, hold on. And she just yanks her arm away and storms off into the room. Imani, you got this girl killed, not Trig. Trig did everything he could in his power without getting himself killed. You gave this girl a cell phone. You told this girl to run away. This is on you. This is not on Trig. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Trig did what he was supposed to do. He went over there, he checked for the girl. You gave her the cell phone. You told her to meet you at 9:30. You met her at the grocery store. You gave her the cell phone. This is on you. And that's the end of the episode. But Trig, you ain't wrong. You did what you're supposed to do. And you did more than anybody would normally do. You risked your life to go find some girl that you don't even know. There you go, episode 4. Let me know what y'all think about that situation with Imani and Trig. Who do you think was wrong? I don't think Trig was wrong for going over there and trying to figure out what the situation was. Now, I don't know how to deal with that, but me personally, I wouldn't put myself in that situation. I'm putting my life on the line for somebody I don't know. We do want to rescue this girl, but we're going to need an army or something. Them guys don't play fair. And also, what do you think is going to happen between Gemma and my boy Kev? Let me know. I'm MoedotJ. Thanks for watching. If you like the content on the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.